We left San Diego Harbor just before sunset, heading across the border towards Ensenada, Mexico. Oh, we're just pulling into Ensenada. 65 miles or so overnight. Ensenada looks way drier than San Diego. San Diego was green, but we're in the desert now. In Ensenada, you are pretty much obligated to rent a slip to complete your check-in formalities, but the marina helps with all the paperwork and the whole process went very smoothly. After all the miles to get here, it felt amazing to finally be in Mexico. We enjoyed the town and its excellent cuisine for a few days before heading out to Los Islas Todos Santos. A large fish farming operation is at the islands, but there's room for one boat to tuck into the cove using both a bow and a stern anchor. An overnight sail took us to Isla San Martin, a volcanic cone with one of the few protected anchorages in a southerly wind. But we had the prevailing northerlies, and we didn't see a convenient landing place on the other side of the island. So, after some rest, we raised the anchor again to continue on. Our next goal were the remote Islas San Benito, 135 nautical miles further south. The Benitos are a wild and rugged place. They are the farthest outstation of the fishing co-op on remote Isla Cedros, itself an outstation to the little community in Bahia Tortuga on the Baja Peninsula. Sea lions and elephant seals far outnumber the seasonal group of fishermen and their families. Turtle Bay is a sleepy, dusty place at the end of a long road off the main highway. The beating heart of the town is the bay, and we happen to arrive at the same time as the sardines. There must have been millions of them, and every larger predator came to chase them, including the fishermen. Within sight of our anchored boat, pongas would fill so heavily with the fish that they could barely maneuver back to the beach. There being no proper wharf in town, the locals have adopted the ingenious solution of using amphibious vehicles to tend to the larger fishing vessels. They could load up with fish, drive right up the beach, and all the way to the processing plant to offload. Since San Diego, we had been building a wooden self-steering windvane. The hardware store in Turtle Bay had the last of the parts we needed, and it was finally time to give it a test run. The windvane performed well on its first day. There were just a few little items to improve and some reinforcement to be added. We stopped at Asuncion for a quick overnight before heading south once again.
Cruising along, left Abreojos, going 140 miles to Mag Bay, motoring, waiting for the wind. Should be here in a couple hours.
We had nearly perfect conditions on the sail to Bahia Magdalena. The water was getting that deep blue hue of the tropics, we had steady warm winds behind us, and the vane did all the hard work of steering. The shoreline makes a deep bend away from the route, and we were far out of sight of land with no signs of humanity around us. The next day, when we were at the entrance to Mag Bay, we looked at the forecast, looked at each other, and decided that the sailing was just too good to stop. We bypassed the bay and carried on, pulled magnetically to the south and the entrance to the Sea of Cortez. Sunsets faded away into moonless nights. Some stars were so bright they actually took on the classic star shape, something I had never seen before. Our little ship ate up the miles, riding the steady breeze. We started to see frigate birds and other signs that we were entering tropical waters. Eventually, we could see the end of the Baja Peninsula in the distance. We would finally turn off of the course we had held for 2,000 miles and head back north, up into the sea towards La Paz and the inland waters beyond. Coming under the lee of the cape, the breeze finally died, and we smelled the land for the first time. It smelled like a big city. We crept into Cabo San Lucas late in the night. The waterfront clubs were still thumping out the beat when we anchored near the beach. The scene that greeted us in the morning was a bit shocking for someone coming off of the wild west coast of Baja. We headed into the chaotic marina to see what the town has to offer. Cabo was built from scratch as a tourist destination, and it suffers some from this history. But a few streets back from the beach, life is quieter, and we found some truly excellent meals and friendly people. The natural beauty of the Cape is stunning, as long as a cruise ship isn't blocking the view. And the water is amazing. It is bathtub warm and filled with all manner of tropical fish. The white sand beaches are perfect, and we were extremely happy to be here at the entrance to the Sea of Cortez. With the intimidating offshore legs behind us, Dad caught a flight home, leaving the two of us to carry on into the Gulf. On the next stage of our journey, we'll find beautiful anchorages, rich culture, and make a whole lot of upwind miles. But more about that next time.